So for this rock over here, we can take a bit of our dark color and then add some white. Okay, so let's take the dark colors, just add white. What you can do is start at the top of your rock and pull down the front. Don't come all the way down, like I said, want to keep those shadows. And a little bit on the back. Good. What we'll do is we'll wipe our brush off because we might have get too much paint on it. And then you're going to scrub at that one. And just scrub at a little bit. I'll show you different techniques in a minute. And then you're going to get this really nice shading on top of your rock. If you lost your shadow at the bottom, pick up black and just put the black in, okay? And then bring some of that black up into the rock, like that. Good. See how those black shadows really make a difference? Right? That's what makes it look realistic. Good, and we'll do the same thing with that smaller rock. Pick up some light colors. And maybe we'll do the front of this rock here. I better pick up more lighter color. Like I said, I may have to exaggerate it for you so you can see it better. So I'm just going to go down the front here and I'm going to go down the back here. Make it look like two. See that? What we'll do is wipe off our brush again. Wipe it off in your tissue. Don't have to clean it too well. Just tap at those little edges there. Soften them up. Good, and we'll get a liner brush then to fill in the darks. Because that's a small rock, so we're going to need to fill in. So just get a really dark color. It can be brown and blue and black. And we can just fill in some of these darker colors here so that we don't lose the bottom here. And maybe put a couple little lines going up through here. Kind of gives it a little more of a realistic look, see? So let's work our way down and we will go with the next one. So this one here we can shape up even more. So we can take some of our black paint for now and just take it and make a few shapes. Probably pull out in front here a bit. And then move it back in. Get the shape you want. If you don't want it to be too round here, you can fill it in here. Good. Whatever shape you think that you like. Good. See, it's a different shape now, isn't it? Perfect. And then lighten it up with your white, a little bit of brown if you like. Alright, so just some of your colors that you can pick up on your palette. And I'm seeing some shadows already right between here. So I'm just going to put some of this on the top. Just right there for now. I'm going to wipe off my brush because I probably got too much paint on there. And I'm going to go back in here and move that around a little bit. And that way it won't be too bright. And I'm going to put a little bit on the top up here. See, and I'm just coming down over there so I keep those shadows. Once you keep your shadows, so you can even keep a shadow in between those two and come on down a little bit. Now I don't have much paint on my brush, so that way I can play around with it till I get what I like. See? And then I can now start highlighting a bit more again because now I got all the shapes done. So now I can add some more highlights. See? I'm just tapping it on or touching it. A little bit more up here. And some more here. And I'm kind of being gentle with my brush. There we go. And so now I have more shapes. Okay, so all I did was I took that round rock and I moved it out in the back here. A little hump there, a little hump here, a little hump there. I got a better shape. Good. I'll make my paint a little brighter so you can see it. So just be mindful of the darks. Keep those darks. If you lose the darks, we will put them back. Okay, so just put some highlight up here. Maybe in the back here. That gives you some shapes as you move your paint around. Right? See that? As long as you keep those darks, you're going to be fine. And then you just tap at it to move that paint around a little bit. And if you lose your darks, we can put them back in. So we just go back, get some black, go down here, and put your black back in. Or any of your darks that you're using. Pull them up into what you just did so that you can give it more of a realistic look. See, that looks cool. Now this one here, let's try something different. Some yellow. Let's see, some yellow and some brown and some red maybe, you know. Let's get some fall colors in there. Maybe kind of a orangey color with some brown. Not too bright. There we go, and some brown. And we will do that. So let's go on top of the rock here. Let's go right on top of it. Past what you just did. And then we'll move it into the rock. And leave some of our shadows. Alright, so you got a different kind this time. So that's nice, isn't it? Or is it too bright? If you don't like that, we can always add more brown. So whatever, if you like that color, that's good. And then you go back to your black, or your really dark brown, or any dark color to get your shadows, okay? So get your shadow back in there. Go move on up. Down here, move up a little bit. Get little crevices and little things going on there. Just lift up your brush a little bit so that it makes skinnier lines. You can use a liner brush. Alright. You will move this one in a little bit more. See, isn't that cool? Good. Alright, so this one here is kind of flat. We want to keep it looking flat. So use some of your gray color. Pick up some brown, some black, some blue, some white. And we're going to drag over some of these. I'm using my fillers. I'm kind of skipping over a few places just to get that rocky look. And then I'm going to pull this part here, I'm going to pull down a little bit. And some more here and here, little bits, little dabs here and there, and back underneath here. Just going to skip over. Alright. I'm going to leave that a little dark here so I get to, and then I'm going to skip over and go here again. And then I'm going to clean off my brush. And then I'm going to soften up some of that. Good. And what I'm going to do next is, I'm just moving my brush around just to see what I can get. You have to experiment with this. It's kind of, rocks can be a little tricky, but if you just experiment with it, and if you get too much on, you go back and get your black and blue, whatever the darker colors you're using, and then you get your dark in there, see? And then pull some of that up into your rock. I'm very gentle with my brush, okay? And then I'm going in here, and up here, and around here, okay? So, pulling it in a little bit into the rock, going into the dark areas, and then pull it into my highlights that I did. See how it shapes up your rock so well? I have several other videos on how to paint rocks, and I have different ways of doing them, so this is another way. It's something like some of the other ways I did before, but there's always different techniques in doing rocks. Depends on the kind of rock you want. Now clean all the dark off your brush and pick up some of your lighter color, orangey color. Now just add a little highlight on there if you like. Just a little bit here and there. You don't have to worry this time because you have your rock done. So all you need now is just add a few of these little highlights. That's it. Good. Okay, so this one here, we'll probably just may flatten it out on top here and then come down. A little bit of a different shape than one I have in my painting, but I kind of like this shape here. Alright. There we go. And I'm going to come down to give it a kind of a, that it's coming down instead of just flat on the top. There we go. I'm going to shape that up a little bit here. Good. Now we'll put our shadows back in. Your dark colors. And we're going to go at the bottom like we do. And then we'll pull that dark right up into the rock. Right up to get those creases. Good. A little bit of a bump. Now when you let your rock dry, you should be able to get better shadows. Good. And now we'll put in more highlights. Put some highlights up here. Nice and bright so I can see it. Good. Still using my filbert. Just dragging it down over the front here a little bit. Now we got the sun on the other side, so it may be shining back here a little bit more. You know, so you're probably going to get a little bit dark there. Good. We will use the liner brush and bring in some nice thin lines. Okay, so let's bring in some thin lines with our liner brush. See there? Okay, there we go. There we go, see that? Good. It's just a matter of playing around with your rocks until you get the shapes you're looking for. There we go. Maybe there's one up here. Yep. Just keep playing around. There we go. So I don't have my paint dry, so you dry your paint and you'll get better results. Good. So depending on how much highlight, you don't want too much highlight here because remember the sun is coming in from the right, so we may not be able to see much highlight on there. Maybe we'll see some up here more. A little bit on the edges here, right? So just kind of think in your head, where do you think that sun is hitting off of? A little bit up here, maybe? Yeah, a little bit there, maybe it's shadowy back there. I don't know, right? I'm not there, so I'm just trying to guess where I might see some light. Like I'll see light over here. Okay, that's not a bad little rock. There we go. Let's get some of our grayish color, or maybe some of our brownish, orangey color. And we'll go on top of this rock here, just on the top. Pull down the same way. Just pull some of that highlight down the front. A little bit here. There we go. Maybe it's a little one down here. A couple little extra rocks down here. Right? Separate some lines to make look like different rocks. When you get your highlight on, you'll be able to see. See a little rock right there. Look, you didn't even know that, did you? Okay, there we go. Pull down, trying to be mindful of where the sun is hitting. It's hard to really know unless you're there. But now we're going to be putting trees and different things going on there, so it'll cover up any of our mistakes. So we got our shadow here between these two rocks, so we'll take that up into this highlight that we did. Put our shadow down underneath here and pull it up. Alright, a shadow color. And there's a big crack right here. Good. And there's a shadow color under here. We can shape that rock up a little bit more. Right, we can probably put a little hump out here. Make that into another rock. So you get a little bit of a highlight and then just pull in some of the highlight there. You got all kinds of things going on there, see? Shape it up the way you want. Put a little highlight on there. And then you can pull some of the highlight into the dark if it's not making any sense. It's got to make some sense, hey? Right, so let's get some cracks in there. There we go. Oh. Okay, we'll leave that for now. I'm not fussy about that one yet. It's going to take, it takes time to get your things the way you want them. Maybe I'll just give it a little bit of highlight over here. Just give it some more shape. A little bit here and here. Just to shape it up a little bit because I don't see much of a shape there, do you? We'll do this together. I won't leave you and come back with a fantastic rock. And you'd be like, how'd you do that? Well, struggle. Okay. I think we're getting there. What do you think? Looks kind of weird. Alright, so we'll add some of our line. See if that helps. Alright, so we'll add a few little cracks and stuff in our rocks. Separations between rocks is good. And some separation here. Here. Good. Some separation here. And there's a little bit of a line going off there. So it kind of gives it a look of some different rocks going on there. Alright. That's not bad. It's like there's all different rocks going on there, like they're all piled on top of each other or something. Now we want to keep adding rock, you know, keep making shapes. We want to keep making sure that we have the shapes we're looking for. Alright, so just get the shape you want. Alright, even though we put it there, we put a little hump and everything, but we don't have to keep it exactly that way. But at least we got it in place. So I got 2 rocks there now, maybe 3. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's get our light color. I just have that kind of a cream color. See, that's just red and yellow and a bit of brown, burnt umber, a little bit of white maybe, if you want to lighten it up. Okay, so we'll come back with this, touch at the top of the rock and pull back. Good, and we'll do the same with this one over here. Pull back. Good. See how instantly, just by pulling back like that, you have instant rocks. See that? Isn't that cool? Maybe there's another one right there. Look at that. Just by pulling back, you got these little, I might put a little bit in here just to say we got some. Alright, maybe it's a little bit down here. Now we can always put our shadows back, so don't worry too much. Basically, we want to get a rock first, and then we'll worry about that. So, let's put a few highlights on top of there, so you can use your brownish color. And put that on top. Good. Oops. Alright, so we'll put some of that brownish color on top of there. There we go. And we have some nice little colors going on there. Isn't that pretty? And we will make some of our shadows in between. Good. Alright, so let's put some of our shadow back. I can see some nice little curves right in between there. Do you see them? So, good. Make sure we get some shadow on the bottom. Pull them up into your rocks a bit. That's a nice little rock. I like that one. Good. We have another one up on top there, so let's work on that one too. See, they get easier. The more you do, the easier they get, and you can do different shapes. You can change the shapes. Let's take some brown and some yellow. Brown and yellow. Burnt umber and yellow, and maybe a little bit of red, like we did with this one over here. And I like to have it a bit brighter, so I'm going to add a bit of white to it. Alright, let's see what that looks like. You don't know what the colors are going to look like until you put them on. Alright, that's nice. I'm just going to put that right on top of there like that, like a V. I'm going to clean off my brush, wipe it off in tissue. I'm going to move it around a little bit. I'm going to tap at it. I'm just going to put that on there. I'm going to leave that bottom a little bit. See, and I got a solid color there now. That's okay, because we're going to do magic, aren't we? We're going to take our dark color. We're going to go at the bottom here, and then we're going to pull up into the rock. Good. Good. And then we'll get our little liner brush and add more. Pull up a little bit of darkness here, because we can always... Good. And then we're going to take our brush and clean it off really good. And then we'll just tap at those edges there so that they all blend nicely. Tap, tap. You're working wet on wet when you do that. That's a nice little rock. I like that. I'm going to add a little bit of white and yellow to the top of my rock here, in case the sun might have found it. There we go. Cool. Good. I think I'll leave that one. That's kind of cool. Okay, so let's take some yellow and red, make an orangey color. And let's add that up here to the back and move it to the front a little bit. And also this one here. So I'm just squiggling my brush around and leaving some shadows in between. Okay, so see what I did? Good, and now we're going to put our shadows back. We got a bit of a shadow here. We can straighten out that edge. We can come on up and through here. Shape up our rock. Another little one there. Look, I didn't mean that to happen. So I'm just going to bring it out there. Okay, and then we got that little piece on the back there. We'll add some of that color here. And then we will add some more of our dark color here. I'm very gentle with my brush. I want you to know that, because if you push too hard, you're going to get blobs of paint. But if you just sort of feather your brush, you'll get all kinds of nice things happening. Almost finished with our rocks now. So, we can even add a little more highlight and make another little rock right here. And maybe there. Try to find places where you might be able to put some extra shapes. See? They're kind of nice too, aren't they? So let's take our liner brush and let's finish off our rocks with our finishing details. I'm going to take a skinny brush right here, see, long liner brush, or it doesn't look quite as big as the rigger brush, it's a long liner round brush. And I'm going to take my dark colors, which is black and brown, greens, all the dark colors, okay? Just make sure all your colors are nice and dark, and you can have a nice dark color for your shadows. Alright, and then just find places that you need. Just make sure you can see everything. Good. So just find your rocks and put these lines in again. Put extra ones in. Alright. If you don't feel like you need any more, you don't have to put any more in, but they look nice when you put those in. It shapes up your rocks really nice. Good. So like I say, if you don't feel like you need them, or if you put in too many, then just put back some of your highlight. There we go. So I'm just trying to find places where I think they might look nice. Trying to find things that are already shadowed. Alright. We don't want to overdo it, but it's good to find places to put those dark shadows in. See? Really like this rock. It's really nice. Sometimes things come out a little better than others, so you know. You don't have to worry once you got it done. You don't have to worry about trying to reshape it or anything once you got all the shapes done that you like. Good. So I'm just putting the last final details on my rocks. You can certainly put more highlights and more your lines in if you want, but if you're happy with them, then just leave them alone. And when your painting is finished, when you're fully finished your painting, look at it, and if you need more, because when you finish your painting you can see a lot more things going on, and what you can do is, if you see it needs a little more small details, a little more highlight, whatever, you can do that then. When you think, you say, when do I call it finished? How do I know it's finished? Well, when you feel like it's finished, look at it again. Say, I wonder if I need a little more highlight there, a little more highlight here. But not much, just little dabs of highlight really makes a difference, or shadows. Highlights and shadows, that's all you have to really worry about at the very end of your painting, okay? So they got some nice, that will dry, and then of course it will dry a little more, blend it with the rocks. Okay, so they're there. Good. Good. Now we got all that done. So we're ready to start to move on to something else.